Okay.
Of course, no one else has taken it quite as far as I have. There's been some really good builds of this thing, but I don't think people have quite gone as overboard as I have yet.
Mm-mm. The only other thing I've seen that you have not done is motorized displays on the radar, where the radar actually spins.
Next time, definitely. And I say next time, I mean next time, because I do want to build another one of these. I've learned so much on doing this one that to do another one should be that much faster and that much better.
That's one of the things about hard challenges that always improve you.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember making a rant video about that, saying don't shy away from a challenge, because you're always going to learn something, even if it's a failure.
Yep, totally.
Like the TIE Fighter I built, it is a beautiful thing, but I used the wrong power jack, so it sits like this instead of like this. So I learned not to use that power jack. And I didn't quite light block the thing properly. I learned that one too.
And when I took this on, none of what I've done on this I knew how to do. So I really banked my head through the entire thing, whether it was finished painting or... I built models and I throw them together, slap them together.
Right,
not worried about the results. But you want to do something nice, then you really got to step it up. And that was a level I had not taken my own skills to until this came along. And even then, there's still a few things here that show my general sloppiness, but the overall growth that I've experienced through doing this has been a lot greater than, well, had I not, or had I chosen another subject and done it differently.
That's what I'm talking about with challenges.
Yeah.
Don't shy away from them.
No.
Way too many people do that these days. Oh, it's easier for me. I've heard that discussion. Why build a model of that? You can just go down and buy one. I can buy a TIE Fighter, yeah. Is it this, this tall, this wide? No. I can go buy a Hasbro one, toy, that's a lot bigger, but does it look right? No.
It's a toy.
Exactly. So, that's in part why I build them. Another reason I build them, and Tom and I talked about this briefly, is as a kid, I watched a movie and went, wow, I love that. I want to build it. Now, what got me started in building models is Godzilla movies. I didn't tell you that one.
No.
Godzilla movies. As a kid, I loved watching that guy in that rubber suit just stomping the crud out of those buildings. And then I started thinking about who made those buildings. Some model guy had to have built everything that this guy in the rubber suit stomping to death.
I never thought of that until just now, really.
Really?
Those teams of people.
Teams of people in the background building all those models. But that's what got me into building models. I wanted to be the guy who built the building that Godzilla kicked his way through.
Nice. That's a good story.
And I'm looking at them. They were made out of plaster. They had to have been those buildings.
Yeah,
Because when he kicks them
apart.
apart, they come apart like they're concrete.
Yeah, so not only did they have to build a model of it, but they had to build a model of how they would break apart, or like how, structural engineering.
And they had to do some mold work on it, because I just realized that recently. Watching one of the 1970 Godzilla movies. There's no way it would come apart properly otherwise.
Right. Unless it was pre-cut, essentially, or...
Right. Just certain sections crumbled apart.
Right.
But that's what got me into model building. Tom shared his story.
Yeah, mine was walking out of Star Wars at the age of 8. And, I didn't really know what I had seen on screen, apart from really awesome stuff, but that's what got me into wanting to work in the movies and visual effects overall, and it certainly kick-started a lot of my miniature toy building and sticking firecrackers into the AT-AT, and
I think we all did that at one time.
Flying the X-Wing around the backyard with a smoke bomb pouring out of the cockpit.
I didn't do that. I taped, not duct tape, masking taped model rocket engines to airplane models.
Nice.
They didn't fly. They spun.
I had the brilliant idea of taking a Model X-Wing from way back then and putting bottle rockets on the wings. And I thought I could launch that off, but basically it went
Yeah.
About a foot forward, spun around a little, and exploded.
They're not aerodynamic.
Never mind the weight factors and all that for your particular rocket and all that kind of thing.
Right. Which I learned later because I got into model rocketry later. Even got to the point where I was almost starting to do the big engines, the FG and H engines. and was talking to someone about pursuing a license, because you have to be licensed for anything over F.
Right.
I mean, over G. The HIJK you have to be licensed for. And then 9/11 happened. And it just shut down the whole model rocket industry for a long time.
Oh, wow.
We're getting off subject. But that is a piece of work.
Oh, thank you very much.
And I don't mean it like, a hunk of junk.
That is one piece of work you got there, son.
Yeah. Not in the negative
throw that
way.
out the window there.
Not in the negative way. Not in the negative way. No. No. Not that way at all. Oy.
So being here in Los Angeles, you got Disneyland coming up.
Yep, Disneyland's
Maybe
next
Universal.
2 days. The wife wants Universal. I want to go to Legoland.
That's closer to where
I built
you are,
models from when I was like 6 years old until I got mid-20s. For some reason I quit building models in my mid-20s.
Yeah, it was college for me that did it.
It was right after college when I quit, for some reason. And as a substitute, I built Lego. And I ended up with 4 closets full of Lego.
No kidding.
No kidding. But that was my model substitute. And then I found Tom's channel. Damn him. Playing with 1350 Enterprises. And I did not know they made that model. And I had to go out and buy one. And a year later, I started a YouTube channel. And now we're here.
Now we're here.
Yeah.
One of my oldest subscribers, and I'm probably one of his oldest subscribers as well. And it's finally good to meet you after 6, 7 years, 8 years.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Quite a while.
Yeah.
Then on YouTube. Don't have the subscriber base you do, nor the video views, but I'm catching you.
No surprise there.
3,500 subscribers.
Excellent.
And 750,000 views.
Nice.
Last I checked.
Very nice.
So I'm just behind him. Slowly catching.
And I'm just behind this guy, who's just behind that guy.
Exactly. Exactly. And one of the things we talked about is YouTube paying us money. I get paid for YouTube. Okay, last year I could have bought, what? I got paid like $600.
Yeah, it's about what I get.
Yeah.
At most.
$600 to $800. It's just underneath the amount they need to give us a 1099 for. But since they pay us, we have to declare taxes. So what do? Shut down your YouTube channel because you're afraid of the IRS? Or do you do what I do and embrace it?
When you can mix business and pleasure like that, it's definitely
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
We're going to put video of Disneyland up because I'm taking the camera to Disneyland.
Oh, come here.
Bean came back for another visit.
Oh, here you go, kitty.
So how old is Bean?
He is 7 or 8.
So Bean, what's it like being a cat in this household?
There you go, give him a sniff. Yeah. Who is that strange person, huh?
I think it's probably fine being a cat in this household.
Oh, you little scared? Oh. Yeah, look at that.
I scared him. Oh no. I'm sure Thunderpaws is going to give me a spanking when I get home.
Oh, now you're ready to see him again? Yeah.
He said, we're just too close. See, you gotta let them smell you first.
There you go. Oh,
There we go.
It's okay.
Well, the Thunderpaws set shouldn't be there, so we should be okay.
There you go.
Not running away from me, coming over to rub on my leg, so I didn't do something too bad.
Yeah, no, he does that. You're like, I'm scared of you. No, wait, who are you again?
Yeah. Well, not Thunderpaws. Tomodachi just runs and hides when people come in the house.
You're a friendly little guy.
Thunder comes and sits in their lap, and he won't sit in anyone else's lap.
Mm.
Strange cats. They have their funny quirks.
That they do.
Right.
I had one cat that would, if there was glass anywhere, he'd just come along, look at it, bam.
He had one of those, too. His name was Grendel.
Empty or full.
Hence my
Bad
name,
Grendels.
Bad Grendels. He was bad. I was trying to figure out a name for YouTube. Honest, this is the honest truth. Trying to figure out a name for YouTube. And the cat walks up, full glass of water, and went, bam, and just looked at me. I went, Grendel, you're bad. Oh, there's a good name for YouTube.
Bad Grendels.
Mm-hmm. So now you guys know where this comes from.
And here are a few YouTube channels that might interest you. As always, the Scale Model Addict. Scott Gervan brings you his own work, and the Scale Model Addict Forum and Scale Model Addict Magazine. Dr. Faust's The Painting Clinic. Check out Tony for miniatures and model painting. What time is it? It's cranky time with With his lab rat Ori assistant Igor, Dr. Cranky brings you the best in rats, rods, and rust. Steve Neal's Garage with Rosie the Wonder Dog, Mary, and Xena, featuring feature film props, restorations, and scale model artistry. Scott Alexander of Atomic City Models, specializing in 2001: A Space Odyssey model recreations and a few other notable genre pieces as well. Braddock 001, whether a 1-to-1 scale Borg sleep station, droids of any make or model, or even popular superhero armor or any kind of sculpture, look to Brad Carpenter to bring it. And for the trials, tribulations, and tales of my car Red 2 and its droid lemons, check in on Gears McTinkersome. Bad Grendels for fine model work, timer chips, and electronics knowledge. The ModelManTom channel would like to thank the following for their sponsorship. Elliot Brown of Kingston Vacuum Works, featuring Fedoratron.com and WarmPlastic.com. Lighting for extraordinary modelers, and vacuum-forming tables for designers, modelers, and engineers. Kingston Vacuum Works covers it all. Paul at thefiberopticstore.com, now presenting the beta version of its new site, thefiberopticprojects.com, for an exceptional selection and great prices of fiber optics of all sizes and quantities. Thefiberopticstore.com. Carpenter Creations. If you can dream it, you can make it. Brad and Carpenter, science fiction artistes. From full-scale Borg cubicles or droid displays of all kinds. Carpenter Creations. Steve Neal's Garage. Props and models for motion picture and discerning collectors, as well as prosthetic makeup and CG. Contact Steve through stevenealsgarage.com. Model reviews from Round 2 Models, AMT, MPC, Polar Lights, and Lindbergh. Scale Model Addict Magazine. Issue 3 now available. Issue number 4 is in the works. The Orbital Defense Engineering Commission, a 2001: A Space Odyssey specific forum for scale model kits, reviews, news, and discussion. Odec.proboards.com. More than just talk, hobbytalk.com, a forum for every hobby. And for the finest reference collection of feature film studio props and miniatures and models, it's Modelers, Miniatures, and Magic at modelermagic.com.